Hi viewers, welcome to the second theory episode on our channel. Today I will show you my theory about the Angry Birds Space and Angry Birds Stella series. I will also show you my mini theory supplementing to the previous episode of theory. So if you want to know what it's about, be sure to check it out before watching this episode. And today I will show you clues and evidence that the golden eggs from Angry Birds are ancient space artifacts. So without further delay, here we go. So let's start by explaining what are golden eggs in Angry Birds. In most games, there are bonus levels that are unlocked after obtaining the golden egg. So in the classic version, they can be seen as kind of key to the hidden levels in the game. And in the Angry Birds space, we also have golden eggs, but here they are golden asteroids. When we collect them, they open a portal that automatically takes us to bonus level. This means that the golden asteroids from Angry Birds space allow to open portals, and that would fit in with the Angry Birds space trailer, where we can see an iceberg emerges from the portal. He probably opened by using the egg to escape from the pigs. But did you notice when asteroid came out from the portal and was taken back into the portal by the pig, it emits a small electrical charges around itself. But when it's laying on the ground away from the portal, it didn't emit them, which could mean two things. First of all, it confirmed that the asteroid is directly related to the portal, which also emits electrical charges. And secondly, that the asteroid might contain large amounts of electrical energy, probably needed to stabilize a portal. So we can say that the idea of eggs as a keys is showing up in a bunch of other games, but it works a bit different in some of them. So if you watched previous episode of Theory, you sure know that the Angry Birds Star Wars is taking place many years after Angry Birds Space, and there instead of golden asteroids, we have a strange robot that looks like C-3PO. When we obtain it, it also takes us directly to a bonus level, but this time through a journey in hyperspace. This means that it's a technology designed to replicate the action of the asteroid. But let's move to the Earth. In Angry Birds Stella series, there are also golden eggs that have extraordinary powers. When they hit something, they turn it into gold, but a living animal or a plant is turning into stone. However, this process can be reversed by hitting again. As you can see, these eggs have a great power, which is why they have been hidden around the island in various hard-to-reach places. The first one is seen in episode Piggy Love, where it's hidden in a dangerous old temple guarded by huge, scary and dangerous plants. And the only way to find allocations of the eggs are in the pig's book about golden egg. Similarly, in the episode All That Glitters, it was in the book that led Gale to a cave full of mysterious symbols. However, it was a trap for the seekers of the golden eggs. There was no egg there, but only a small skunk guarding a small crystal, and that was least dangerous trap for seekers of golden eggs. As you can see, pigs hide the eggs on the island and secure them with deadly traps, which means that the pigs were aware of the danger that golden eggs could cause in the wrong hands. In can therefore we assume that the ancient pigs weren't the creators of golden eggs. Considering that so far we have only encountered the asteroids in space, it can be suspected that the golden eggs simply fell into the island from the space. But let's focus on this aspect first, since pigs found the golden eggs before they even made a book where they hide them, and they explain the power of these eggs. Then, what happened to the king pig that appears in the book? Let me explain. It seems to me that the king pig described in book, after discovering the golden eggs, he went crazy like the gale, or he almost led to the catastrophe about turning the whole island into the stone. In the act of desperation, pigs made a successful attempt to dethrone their king. In addition, in the Royal Pains episode, in book, even shown how pigs did it. They tied up their king and put him in the kayak and sent him down into the waterfall. Gale could suffer the same fate had it weren't for the fact that the handsome pig figured out what the plan described in the book really led to and saved her at the last moment. But after defeating the king, ancient pigs had hid the eggs and wrote down the whole story, including a description of Golden Power Egg and how they defeated the king, so that the story would never be forgotten. But since that part has been answered, why didn't the Icebeard destroy asteroids, since they could be just dangerous as the golden eggs? Perhaps because they cannot be destroyed? So, let's look at the episode It's Mine. Dayla tries desperately to break the golden egg, but fails. That suggests us that the golden egg are incredibly strong. Similarly, in the episode Golden Queen, the golden egg inside the volcano does not burn into lava after Gale dropped it. And although this is a Gale dream, in my opinion, it is a memory from the event of the episode to the bitter end, and it happened inside the volcano when the Gale was trapped inside. So she simply had a dream about an unhappy memory. So, if the golden eggs are indestructible and hidden in a such way that it is difficult to obtain them without risking a health, it means that the iceberg decided to protect asteroid so that it would never fall into wrong hands. But let's get back to the space for a moment. In Angry Birds Reloaded, in the final level of the Danger Zone Mirror World episode, we see that the pigs mastered the power of the travel between dimensions or even through time. And as the final stage of the level shows, this was possible by the golden asteroids. However, when we complete the level, the birds recover the eggs and the pig base explodes. Despite this, both the pigs and the birds evacuated at the last moment. In conclusion, golden eggs have incredible abilities and are most likely ancient space artifacts. But who created them and why? Well, that's a topic for a completely different theory. But before we move on to the mini theory, let me refer back to a previous episode where I said I would explain why I believe King Smooth Cheeks is dead after the events of Angry Birds Space. And I know in Angry Birds Reloaded, instead of Smooth Cheeks, Leonard appears, but is only cosmetic change by Rovio to promoting the film. Apart from that, as we know, pigs want eggs and asteroids at all costs. But what if they fall into the King Pig hands and they harm him? After all, he was never the smartest, and he could unknowingly use their power to his disadvantage. It is known that the golden asteroids can open portals and they are connected to the space, so it could happen that using them opened the black hole that sucked the king pig. I would also add that the eggs of our birds in Angry Space have ability to open black holes, so we can assume that the one of the egg might work and open the black hole that swallowed the smooth cheeks. But remember, it's just a theory. And now, it's a time for my mini theory, which complement the previous episode. But let me explain what these mini theories are about. They are parts of the main theory that I had to cut out because they didn't really affect the shape of the theory, and thanks to cutting them, the video is turning out a little bit shorter and easier to understand. but it would be a shame if these ideas were completely lost. So you could say that they are complementary theories, but today only one completing to the previous episode, with additional side plots that slightly supplement the theory. Okay, so let's move on to this mini theory about why the laserbirds are in the cantina. I have one main theory about that. Laserbird can be a smuggler or bounty hunter. Bars and cantinas, like they have always been the perfect place for shady deals. It's easy to get information there or find a contact into the underworld or sell products that you shouldn't have. Anyway, Han Solo also is in the cantina, and before he became famous smuggler, he was a bounty hunter. This could explain why they're both ending up in a similar environment and why the laserbird seems to be there. And that's it. I think I've proven to you that the golden eggs and the golden asteroids are not ordinary eggs, but space artifacts from the different part of galaxy. And I also answered the question why the laserbird was sitting in the canteen. And I still recommend you to watch the previous theory episode if you haven't seen it yet. The link you have in the description. And if you want to learn more about the theories of Angry Birds, or you just like the subject of Angry Birds, remember to subscribe to our channel with a bell, so you don't miss any future videos. Also, if you like this video, remember to leave a like under this video. See you in the next videos. Shade by shade.